Chongqing, two-time bronze medalist Qatar, taking on three-time finalist Lebanon. The winner will face Korea on the final day for 5th place. A very warm welcome to Chongqing from me, Tim Long, alongside analyst Joaquin Henson. It's the penultimate day at the 28th FIBA Asia Championship here in China. Plenty still to be decided at Asia's premier international basketball tournament. Each team wanting to finish the competition as high in the rankings as possible. Disappointment for these two in the quarterfinals yesterday, but still the chance to finish in the top 5 teams here in Asia. Qatar set to face Lebanon to guarantee a top 6 finish, with the opportunity to play for 5th tomorrow against Korea, who defeated India on this court earlier 117-72. There you see the 2 classification games for today, and they'll be followed by the 2 semi-finals of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship as well. Huge games coming up on this court over the rest of today and tomorrow. We're just a few minutes away from this classification matchup in the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship in Chongqing. 2-time bronze medalist Qatar set to face 3-time finalist Lebanon. These two have already played out one of the most entertaining matches of the tournament so far. Qatar winning in double overtime. Lebanon will be keen for some payback here today. Analyst Joaquin Henson is alongside me, Tim Long, ready to go with his keys to victory.
Well, for Lebanon, I think it's important they attack Qatar's soft spots, and that would be Ali and Mohammed. Both of them are slow-moving players, not really too keen defensively, so you want to attack the soft spots of Qatar. Second, you want Arakji, their point guard, to throw the rhythm of Qatar's defense off target, because he can certainly set tempo with his drives to the basket. As you take a look at Arakji, right on spot, as we were talking about him. And then Jay Youngblood, the naturalized player for Lebanon. You want him to be aggressive against the Philippines, a game that Lebanon lost last night. He went only 1 out of 3 from the free throw line with 12 points. You want him to look for the basket a lot more in this one. And the Serbian head coach, Vasilin Matic, has been introduced. As you're saying, Lebanon looking for some payback in this game, losing to Qatar in double overtime in the first round of eliminations, and now the Qatar lineup being introduced. Trey Johnson wearing number 5. He was big in that double overtime win of Qatar over Lebanon with 31 points. And the keys to victory for Qatar, they do very well with their matchup zone. That was one big key for beating Korea in the second round of eliminations. They want to do that again. Maybe they can gamble on fouls, because you know that Lebanon is number 15 in free throw shooting in this tournament, hitting only 61.5% from the line. They want to do ball screens, but to pass, not necessarily to score, because Qatar really needs to improve its assists average. They're number 15 in that department, only 8.4. And then get the ball in the hands of Saad, their 19-year-old guard, who really sets the pace for Qatar.
This game coming up, we'll just pause quickly for the national anthem, starting with Lebanon.
Now the time to shake hands.
Well, Lebanon started with a narrow win over Chinese Taipei, then suffered that 105-100 double overtime defeat to Qatar on game day 2. They responded against Kazakhstan before back-to-back defeats to Korea and China. Then came the narrow do-or-die win over Jordan before falling short in their quarterfinal yesterday, losing 82-70 to the Philippines. Your officials today from Japan, Kazakhstan and Hong Kong. Lebanon's opponents, Qatar, started with a narrow win over Kazakhstan, then the double overtime win over today's opponents before back-to-back defeats to Chinese Taipei and Jordan, responded with a win over Korea, went down to China, and then lost their quarterfinal yesterday, 81-67 to Japan.
Check out the lineup of Lebanon now flashing your screens. We talked about Arakji and our keys to victory. And it's important that Baoji also gets involved in the offense and defense early. He only played a minute and a half against the Philippines in the 4th period, but he did score 18 points. He is a key contributor to Lebanon's offense and defense. And of course, you have Haidar and Jay Youngblood. You see them now, all those players we talked about, except Haidar, in the starting lineup here for Lebanon. Squaid is also going to be a big contributor. And Tabet didn't play against the Philippines. He gets a rare start here for Lebanon. Now you have the Qatar roster. Clinton Johnson wearing number 5. His jersey actually reads Finn Hoyer, which is his middle name. And he's known as Trey, and not because of his ability to hit the 3-point shot. He says because he's Clinton Johnson III. Just to set the record straight on that one. But the other players, of course, in the Qatar lineup, you see them in the starting cast. There's Mohamed Saad wearing number 10. We said in our keys to victory that you need to get him unleashed. Ali Said Arfan, a very, very athletic power forward. And Abdallah, who can hit the outside shot as well, as impose his size down the post.
Well, both of these two will be keen to respond to disappointing quarter-final defeats yesterday, and both will certainly have that double overtime game in mind that happened all the way back on game day 2. And if this one is anything like that double overtime game, then we're in for a treat here today.
Well, people are saying that maybe this will go to 3 overtimes. But yes, it is going to be a dogfight. Lebanon and Qatar, they're both fighting for pride. Also, there's a lot of bitter rivalry between these two teams. The rivalry that we saw on display in that matchup in the first round of eliminations. And that game, I thought, would never end. It went to 2 overtimes, and great effort on the part of both teams. Qatar digging deep into its bag of tricks to pull off a marvelous escape, 105-100 over Lebanon. And there is Coach Fragias of Greece. He's the man who's calling the shots for Qatar. Ali Arfan Saeed wearing number 11. And the big guy, number 12, Abdallah. He's going to be jumping for Qatar.
We're already in China for this 2015 FIBA Asia Championship classification matchup. Myself, Tim Long, alongside analyst Joaquin Henson, set to talk you through the action in Changsha. 2-time bronze medalist Qatar against 3-time finalist Lebanon. The winner to finish 5th or 6th. The loser will end the tournament 7th or 8th.
Well, check that. It's Saeed Irfan Ali who's going to be doing the jump for Qatar against number 12 man Charles Tabet, whom we mentioned did not play against the Philippines. So he's fresh for this one.
Here's Arakji, who always seems fresh. Tabet, handed off on the perimeter to Suaid. He's going to take on the 3. Off the mark with the first shot of the game. Saad. Slowed down by Suaid. Trying to post up underneath initially, there was Saeed. It comes around the perimeter instead to Mohamed. Screen set then by Abdullah. Feed picked off as it went in towards Saeed.
A nice idea for Qatar to penetrate and look for the drop pass.
Arakji. Bauji making a move inside, creating the space for Youngblood on the perimeter. 2 3-point attempts for Lebanon, both off the mark. Here come Qatar in transition. They'll try one from the outside. Mohammed can't get that to go. Prakji will just slow it down for a moment. Youngblood. Towards the foul line, across to Bauji. Bauji looking to get inside, using the left hand, lays it up and in for the first score of the game.
And he's certainly an impact player. Bauji driving in for the first score, but I thought Qatar did an excellent job playing pick and roll defense that time against Lebanon, but Lebanon still finding the answer with Bauji.
Ray Johnson to Saad. Saad looking to hang it into the lane. Saeed had his route to the rim cut off, and here comes Arakji going through the gears. A chance to double the advantage. Put in by Suaid.
Well, Lebanon had 8 fast break points against Qatar's 0 in their first meeting, so you can expect Lebanon to pick up the pace here.
Ray Johnson on the left hand, riding the contact, can't get it to go. Still Qatar coming up short. Arakji driving inside, lovely pass, the contact and the basket good for Nadim Suaid.
And one of the keys to victory, we talked about Arakji, to throw Qatar's defense in a shambles because he sets tremendous space in this attack of Lebanon.
Suaid a chance to make it 5 points already. 5 points in around the last 30 seconds. Lebanon start with a 6-0 advantage and a chance to add one more from the line. Nadim Suaid, who didn't play yesterday, is right back in business straight away at the start of this one. Completes the 3-point play, 5 of the 7 Lebanon points for him.
Well, interesting that 5 players didn't play for Lebanon in that game against the Philippines, as Lebanon went to a short rotation.
Several of those looking to make a mark here today. Over to the corner. The 3 is good for Qatar to get them on the board from Mohamed Abdullah.
And we talked about his outside range. Abdullah is a big guy who can stroke it from the outside. And Qatar looking to make that pass. You know, this is a team that doesn't really pass that ball too much.
Youngblood's long 2 was off the line. The last basket for Qatar was called a 2 as well. Johnson, Abdullah arriving. And Trey Johnson again. Finding Abdullah. Nice play between the two. And Abdullah doubles his tally for the game.
Chalk up another assist here for Qatar. They rank number 15 in assists in this tournament. And you know there are only 16 teams. And they're averaging 8.4 assists.
Arakji, splendid move as he turns on the afterburners.
And if you're Qatar, you want to slow down the pace. That is Qatar's game. That's how they beat Korea, with a slow down tempo. That's exactly what they're doing now with Trey Johnson controlling the show from outside.
Abdullah, all 4 of Qatar's points so far. Trey Johnson, shot clock down to 3 here as he looks to attack to the corner towards Saeed, who puts it up and puts it in. So the big man gets one to go from the corner.
I'm counting 3 assists so far for Qatar, a team that's averaging only 8.4 times a game.
Suaid. Arakji. Arakji looking to prod and probe again. Pulls up for the mid-range 2, can't hit. Mohamed will come away with it. Mohamed driving towards the paint is caught on the perimeter by Arakji.
There's Coach Frakias from Greece against Coach Matic. He's from Serbia. Calling the shots for Lebanon is Coach Matic.
Trey Johnson averaging close to 20 points per game. These championships across to the far side, they swing it around to Saeed in the corner again. Can't make it back-to-back threes. Here comes Suaid. Long pass slips through the fingers of Youngblood.
You see the focus here of Lebanon's offense. Once they have an opportunity to run, they will run. They want to be able to get points in transition in a hurry before Qatar's defense is able to set up.
Trey Johnson. Saad to drive in, use the left hand, can't finish. There was contact along the way though.
And that's Saad for you. You know, I see him as the future of Qatar. He's only 19 years old, but he really has to develop his passing skills as a point guard. He's more like a score first, pass second type of point guard at this stage of his career.
Trey Johnson, guarded by Arakji, steps back and nails it. Some really intriguing matchups and things to watch here on this court today. The 19-year-old Saad up against the 21-year-old Arakji, two hugely talented young players, and then two of the premier scorers in the competition going toe-to-toe as well. Talking about premier scorers, Basil Bauji, who had a fine game yesterday, able to finish off the glass.
Playing a tough man-to-man defense here is Lebanon. Qatar trying to spread the floor, Tim.
Trey Johnson, the fourth leading scorer in the competition. Balls up, can't make it back-to-back field goals. And here's Youngblood, the sixth leading scorer in the competition. Nice pass in towards Bauji. And makes it back-to-back baskets.
They're running early offense.
Basil Bauji had a double-double yesterday. That defeat to the Philippines, 17 points and 13 boards. 6 early points for him here today. Mohammed going to go for the three and knocks it down. Hassan Mohammed, another impressive young player.
One of the best three-point shooters in this tournament.
From downtown yesterday. Youngblood putting the moves on and able to get him to score.
And we were talking about one of our keys to victory, attacking the soft spots of Qatar's defense. A lot of their players, if you're Qatar, they're defending space. They're not getting too much movement in their defense, and that's the reason why Lebanon has been able to attack with impunity.
Trey Johnson caught by Charles Tibet. One of those players who didn't play yesterday. Trey Johnson will go to the line for two. A couple of assists already for him. Averaging 19.8 points, 5.5 boards and 2.8 assists in the tournament.
And you see the Jordanian coach Rajko Taraman of Serbia, and Trey Johnson. He played for several NBA teams in a career in the NBA, including the Los Angeles Lakers. He played for them in the playoffs.
Had 31 points in that double overtime win back on game day 2.
He actually represented Qatar in the 2012 FIBA Asia Cup in Tokyo, and this is his first call to play for Qatar since.
Youngblood can't hang that one in. Saeed came away with it. Johnson. Trey Johnson looking to attack and kick the ball back out to Mohammed. Down the baseline. Mohammed's going to try another three. He's going to knock down another three. Two big shots from the outside for Hassan Mohammed. Qatar have the lead. Tackle to Suede. Suede driving in towards the hoop and getting the contact as well.
That drive has been there for Lebanon. They're attacking the Qatar bigs. And Qatar not able to react quick enough to stop the drives of Lebanon.
Foul on Saeed is his first. A three-point play not completed though by Suede. The Lebanon lead is 1.
That's been a problem for Lebanon, hitting consistently from the free throw line. They're shooting only 61.5% from the stripe.
Trey Johnson. Able to put it up from the foul line. A little bit too long. Trying to grab the rebound and does. Able to keep his balance. Saeed. Three short. Can't get the hop. Youngblood. He's looking to go all the way. The bit between his teeth, Bauji nearly stuffed it back in. Youngblood picks it up. Out to the perimeter now. Across to Bauji. The needle pass won't go through. Saad. Both teams in the opening quarter of this one attacking with real intent. Mohamed driving and getting contact this time.
Mohamed already with 2 3-point connections in this game.
Number 14, Jay Youngblood.
Youngblood called for the personal foul. You know, it's a different kind of naturalized player now on the roster of Lebanon. Lebanon in the past going with big men. Lauren Woods, an NBA center, would have played here for Lebanon except that he was injured. And that gave the call to Jay Youngblood. And they also had Jared Famous, Joe Vogel, Jackson Vroman, a long list of naturalized players used by Lebanon in previous international tournaments. All of them centers. But for the first time in the history of Lebanese basketball, they've brought in a naturalized player who plays the point guard position or the 2-3 positions.
Just 1 of 2 from the foul line from Mohamed, so we're level at 17. And he is level with Suaid as the game's leading scorer on 7.
Having said that, it's very clear that the Lebanon team here in this tournament, they really don't have a legit inside post threat. And with Fadi Al-Khatib not able to play for Lebanon in this tournament because of insurance issues, it's given a lot of responsibility for someone like Youngblood to take over.
Foul in transition here. Here's on Mohamed. Final minute of the first quarter coming up. Into the game comes Khalid Adam. And Irfan Ali Saeed taking a seat. Tabex. Alayubi. Suaid. Basil Bauji wants the ball here. It's going to go the other way to Akil. In towards the centre, not back towards Alayubi. He can't hit.
That time, Qatar making sure that there would be no penetration from Lebanon. They've been hurt by those aggressive drives of Lebanon, and they forced Lebanon to take the outside shot instead.
Qatar looking to take the lead late in the first. Really aggressive move from Saad, but it won't drop. They do get the offensive board. It's about 5 seconds differential between shot and game clock at the end of the first. Here he goes again. Abdul Rahman Saad. Can't find a way to squeeze it in once more. Trying to keep it in bounds, but foot on the line.
Lebanon ball.
4.3 seconds for Lebanon to get a shot away. Taken on quickly, they get contact.
Qatar still with fouls to give, and earlier we saw Ali Saeed Abdul Rahman on your screens. Still hasn't seen action. He's one of the veterans in this Qatar lineup.
2 seconds remaining with Rodrigue Akil set to inbound. Bauji has to get the shot away and does. A little bit too much on it. We are level at 17. Remember, it took double overtime to split these two back on game day 2, and there's nothing to split them over the first 10 minutes of this classification contest. At the end of 1, Qatar 17, Lebanon 17.
Well, it's been a close fight so far in this game. Lebanon getting baskets from penetrations and aggressive drives, and Qatar getting it from the 3-point distance with 3 connections so far from beyond the arc as against none for Lebanon. Qatar getting the edge in the rebounding department, and they're +1 in terms of assists, and that's a positive sign for Qatar because you know that they're averaging only 8 assists a game. Turnovers, 1 more here for Qatar. And there's Basil Bauji driving, and we were talking about how aggressive Lebanon has been in attacking the basket because the recognition that Qatar's bigs aren't mobile enough to be able to stop those drives and penetrations. While you have Qatar getting it done from the outside. Three-point connection so far in this game. And then they're also getting the job done inside with a nice nifty pass. Jay Youngblood missing on the penetration. I thought he still wasn't able to establish a position inside the court coming from the outside, but they let the play go on. And Coach Freigas of Qatar, he's a Greek national. Interesting game here because Qatar, so far with 4 offensive rebounds against only 1 for Lebanon. Lebanon hitting 47% from the field, and Qatar just 38, but they have those 3-point shots.
Absolutely, Lebanon doing their damage inside in the first quarter, Qatar doing their damage from the outside. And we're all level at 17 at the start of the second quarter. Mohamed for Qatar, who's hit a couple of 3-pointers, their leading scorer with 7 so far. Pass across this way towards Metalka. Going to get away from 2. Not quite finished. It was a nice move though. Not played much at all for Metalka. Only 3 minutes a game over 2 games.
A great opportunity here to give the young kids some exposure in international competition.
Side in towards Mohamed to drive and then play the pass on towards Metalka. It's picked off here by Suede. Suede racing down court. He's surrounded by 3 and fouled by 1. It's going to go on his opposite number after Rahman Saad. First on Saad.
In the first quarter, we didn't see the usual top scorer of Lebanon, Haidar, play a single second. Maybe we won't see him at all in this game.
Suede driving with a strong move and will go to the line for 2. Well, Mohamed that time. It's his 3rd already. Hassan Mohamed, who's had a couple of 3-pointers, a key scorer for Qatar. On 3 fouls after just 10.5 minutes. The first one from Suede at the line missed.
Jay Youngblood and Arakchi watching the action from the bench.
Both of them missed.
Really a bad problem here for Lebanon. They really need to sharpen up on that free throw shooting.
Here's Mohamed trying to answer back. Offensive board and then moved on towards Metalka and a foul. Lebanon just 1 of 4 from the foul line so far.
Mohamed has to sit down with 3 personal fouls, bringing back Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson 16 points in the quarterfinal defeat to Japan yesterday. 5 of 11 from the field. Here's Saad looking to spin towards the hole. Beautiful move between 2.
And that's his game, the aggressive drive. If you've got Qatar hitting it from the outside and then Saad driving strong on the inside, that's going to be a good balance in their offense.
Batted away, but picking up the pieces was Charles Tebet. Trey Johnson into the paint, kicks it out to Metalka. Across to the far side, they'll shoot the 3 again. Nothing but net for Abdel Halim.
That 3-point bomb has been there for Qatar. When you've got your bigs stroking it from outside, that really opens up the situation for a lot of the guards to penetrate if they get the ball back.
Alayibi towards the baseline, knocked away and out of bounds off Saad. Still going to be Lebanon ball.
A lot more activity now in the Qatar defense. And that's what you need. If Lebanon is looking to attack by driving and penetrating, you need to be more active defensively.
Ackle, caught by Basil Bauji, puts it up right at the end of the shot clock, but can't hit. Here come Qatar now in transition with Saad again. Saad's going to pull up for three. Can't hit that time. Metalka battling for it. Lebanon able to move it on to Tibet and then move it on further to Suez. He's going to try the outside shot. Trey Johnson taking his time. Counter Abdel Halim for another three. The 19-year-old has hit two from downtown. And that one gives Qatar a 6-point advantage. And Lebanon will call timeout with Qatar leading 25-19, having hit 5 of 10 from downtown. Year-old Abdel Halim has hit a couple from downtown. They had a couple in a row earlier from Hassan Mohammed. And before that, Irfan Saeed got the three-point party started. Qatar doing the business from the outside and up by 6 against the Lebanon team. And we're trying to do their damage on the inside at the moment. It's that outside shooting that's coming out on top.
So far, it's been the controlled tempo of Qatar that's dictating the pace. We haven't seen Ali Saad, we haven't seen Abdi, and we haven't seen Dawood Musa here for Qatar, but it looks like they're not needed the way this game is going.
There's a three-pointer for Ali for Lebanon, their first of the game. Qatar giving a taste of their own medicine, a deficit half to 3. Trey Johnson. Across to Abdel Halim. And it goes towards Adam, looking to back in against Basil Bauji. Turns and blocked by Bauji, stuck with him all the way. Here comes Arakji at pace now. Going through the gears once more, can't finish, able to grab his own rebound. Away and out of bounds, still Lebanon.
And Arakji, again, the way he brings space to this Lebanese attack. He's at full throttle all the way.
Here he is now, Arakji. Open three, back-to-back threes for Omar Al-Ayoubi.
And don't look now, but the score is tied. Lebanon picking up something from the playbook of Qatar and hitting those outside shots.
Down by 6 before the timeout, back-to-back threes, their first threes of the game to level in at 25. Adam on to Trey Johnson. Open shot is good for Metalka.
That ball moving around here for Qatar. They're chalking up one assist after the other. Still playing with a man-to-man defense is Qatar.
Bukaris hands it on. This is Al-Ayoubi, who's hit those back-to-back threes, fouled as he moves towards the paint by Metalka. Players who don't play too much or haven't played too much through this tournament.
Well, we're seeing a dogfight here in a chess match. Both these coaches are tacticians, and they've turned this into a very tactical kind of game.
Youngblood going to try one from the outside. That would have been 3 in a row for Lebanon. Trey Johnson comes away with it. He's looking to go all the way with it, and off the glass he gets it to go.
One of the best finishers here is Trey Johnson. Tremendous penetration.
Arakji, oh, how about that for a move?
Another penetration on the other end. We're seeing some quality basketball being played here. Arakji on one end, there's Trey Johnson on the other. Both of them excellent penetrators.
After Trey Johnson had finished, it was about 2 or 3 seconds before it was put in at the other end by Arakji. Shot from the foul line won't go by Abdel Halim, and a foul in transition. It's on Johnson.
Qatar in a precarious situation. That's the third team foul. Still a lot of time left here in the half. You watch it right here. Trey Johnson just stopping that momentum. Don't want to give Lebanon any opportunity to take advantage of speed.
Wael Arakji spots a gap and gets contact. It's a
That's
gap
team foul number 4.
only he'd be quick enough to fit through.
Holding foul. First team foul.
That's just the 4th team foul. So next will be a bonus. Oh, check that. It's already they're over the limit. Yeah, they're over the limit. So Arakji is going to go to the line for free throws.
4 points so far in the game for the 21-year-old. A chance to add 2 more. He had 24 points and 11 boards in that double overtime defeat to Qatar back on game day 2.
Arakji is just hitting 52.4% from the free throw line in this tournament.
Able to hit these though. Trey Johnson. Johnson pops on the foul line and puts it in.
He's taking over offensively right now. Did you see the way Lebanon collapses defense toward him, but still not a problem for him to get off the shot from medium range.
7 points, 4 assists and 3 rebounds in the game for Trey Johnson. Youngblood trying to meander his way through the defense, and there's a foul.
And the style that Youngblood brings to the table, he's more of a facilitator. Drawing the foul that time, it'll go to the line. And that's why we were saying earlier that he's such a very different type of naturalized player here for Lebanon, who has been used to bringing in big men as their naturalized player. But with Fadi Al-Latif not there, I think they wanted to get someone who can stabilize their offense. And that's Jay Youngblood.
He has been a big scorer, 18 points per game for this tournament. Jay Youngblood, although he struggled over the last few games to score, although he has been assisting at will. Here's Trey Johnson.
A little bit of pressure here on the Lebanese defense.
Talca. There's Abdel Halim on the perimeter again. That would have been 3 from downtown for him.
Outbound. Lebanon ball.
4 minutes in the first half to play, and it's only a 1-point game.
The matchup in the backcourt has been Trey Johnson versus Arakji.
Knocked away here from Ari Perez. And going all the way, strong to the hole is Kenny Adam. The steal and the big finish. Youngblood can't finish at the other end. Johnson. Abdul Halim calling for it. Johnson clings onto it. Across to Saad in the corner. Thinking about the 3, then puts it up and puts it short. Arakji looking to go all the way! And unplug the photocopier because there's a big jam.
What a drive here by Arakji with the left hand, slamming it home. Finding the opening. We did say that he's the guy who can pick up the intensity level here for Lebanon. The energy that he brings on the floor is unbelievable.
He's just relentless, and he shows he's got a big finish in his locker as well.
A big challenge here for Trey Johnson to get the ball out of his hands. There was a foul by Abi Perez, who didn't play, by the way, last night, that game against the Philippines. So Coach Matic is moving his players in and out of his lineup.
Saad to inbound to Trey Johnson. 3 minutes of the first half to play. Johnson going to pull up for 3, and Trey Johnson nails the 3.
Such a high shooting percentage here for Trey Johnson. And with all the highlight reels that we've seen here from Lebanon, especially from Arakji, it's still Qatar up ahead by 4.
Fauji can't answer back with a 3, and here comes Johnson again. He has struggled with his shooting from the outside of this tournament. He's certainly in the mood today, though. 10 points in the game now, the first player into double figures. There's a foul here on Arakji.
Qatar looking to isolate Arakji on that strong side because he is such a penetrator with his quickness, drawing the defense to foul him. Such a hard-nosed penetrator is Saad, only 19 years old.
Never hit the first from the foul line. The lead for Qatar is 5 points, which in the scope of this first half is a pretty big one. And it's been just a point or two differential for most of the way. Gets them both, makes it a 6-point advantage.
Irfan Ali Saeed checking back in the game. Now they've got 6 players on the floor, so someone has to sit down. Okay, and it's Saad. Mohammed, he didn't think he was going to be replaced because a big man checking in for the point guard. So it looks like Trey Johnson is going to take care of the point guard choices for Qatar.
Here's Youngblood. Proud as he kicks it back out to Abi Karras, who tried to thread it through to Basil Bauju, saying he didn't get a touch.
So we were talking about Jay Youngblood being a facilitator. You want him to be more aggressive in offense.
We've got a timeout call with 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Qatar leading by 6 points, led by the 10 of Trey Johnson, who's also got 4 assists and 4 rebounds so far. They've had 7 from Mohammed. As we take a look then, the Lebanon leading scorers, 7 from Suaid and 7 from Arakji, who had that huge highlight reel dunk.
Watch the move here by Trey Johnson, one of the toughest penetrators in this tournament. Then hitting the outside shot, getting a good screen from his teammates.
And before that one, he was only 19% from the three-point line in this tournament.
He's been shooting the lights out here in this game so far. And Jay Youngblood, we were talking about him as we take a look at the team leaders here for Qatar. Johnson showing the way with 10 points. Talking about Jay Youngblood. He's been made to be a facilitator on this team, but I think he needs to be more aggressive in looking for his shot. In that Lebanon loss to the Philippines last night, he played 38 minutes and scored just 12 points. Needs to go to the line a lot more by being aggressive. He only went to the line for 3 free throws last night.
Jay Youngblood, 3 of 13 from the field against Jordan, and 5 of 15 from the field against the Philippines, although he did have 12 assists across those last 2 games. His field goal percentage and his scoring output has dropped. He's going to try and score here, and will go to the line for 2. The foul right at the end of the shot clock.
And that's what you want from Jay Youngblood, to take charge. He's the go-to guy for Lebanon now that Fadi Al-Khatib is not there. You see the defense collapsing on him. Qatar obviously respecting Jay Youngblood's offense.
Youngblood here from the line on his second trip to the line. He's 3 of 3. He's only 1 of 7 from the field here, so those struggles from the field continue for him. He's getting the business done at the line, 4 of 4. Trey Johnson against Arakji. Adam comes to set the screen. Johnson steps inside. Can't hit. Offensive board. Flipped back in by Metalka.
That time it looked like Lebanon was working on a box-and-1 zone type of defense.
Youngblood's going to shoot the 3 this time. No problem shooting that one for Jay Youngblood.
Well, we said he had to be aggressive. One of the keys to victory here for Lebanon. Looks like he heard us. He's got 9 points in the game so far.
Leading scorer in the game now for Lebanon. Here's Trey Johnson. It's only a 3-point game. Final minute of the first half. Across to Abdel Halim. And it goes towards Adam. Guarded by Abi Keres, and then there's a foul with 5 left to shoot.
That's a 2-3 zone defense being played by Lebanon. But they're still putting pressure on the man with the ball. So the 2 out of the 2-3 zone defense, they're very active in playing aggressive defense. See Lebanese coach Matic. Oh, nice strip job right there underneath.
Knocked away from Saeed off the inbound pass, and Aragci comes down for his second highlight reel dunk of the game.
And the pace that Aragci creates, he's just a wild card on the floor. He's a speedster.
Lebanon are back within 1 right at the end of the first half here, final seconds of the half. Ball in the hands of Trey Johnson. Metalka driving in right at the end of the shot clock. Difficult shot forced high off the glass. Doesn't leave the rim, so a shot clock violation. Lebanon with 8.8 remaining in the second quarter have the chance to come from 6 down to lead. Aragci. It's been a lightning fast comeback, and he's been at the heart of it. Jay Youngblood from way outside shore, right at the buzzer at the end of what has been a thoroughly entertaining first half in this classification matchup. And Youngblood leads the way in scoring for Lebanon with 9 points, along with the 9, in fact, of Wael Aragci, after a couple of big dunks off a couple of steals. For Qatar, 10 points for Trey Johnson, and they have the edge, 40-39 at half-time.
We were anticipating a matchup here between the naturalized players. We're not seeing that because both teams are going with the zone defense. And Qatar with 6 3-point connections so far against 3 for Lebanon. In rebounding, Qatar with a +6 edge. And just about even in assists. But Qatar giving up a lot of fouls in that first half. Turnovers, Qatar +3 in that department, while Lebanon with 2 more steals. Some players still not able to play in this game, like Ali Saeed, Dawood, Abdi. As you see some of the leaders in different statistics, the top scorers so far, Trey Johnson with 10 and Youngblood with 9. So the naturalized players try to outduel each other in this very exciting matchup. Rebounding leaders on your screens.
It's really picked up right where it left off in that game day 2 double overtime contest, when they were split by 5 points in the end, but took 2 overtime periods to get the job done. 105-100 here. After the first quarter we're level, after the second quarter they're just separated by 1 point.
Boy, it's been close. And I think both naturalized players have been doing a lot of damage. As you see, Ali Saeed hasn't played a single second in this game, but Aragci has certainly given tremendous pace to Lebanon's attack. He had those 2 breakaway slam dunks with the left hand. And he's the cheerleader right now, Ali Saeed. He's not playing, but he's encouraging his teammates from the bench. And the drive to the basket that time by Trey Johnson, who has been outstanding in this game. Dishing, penetrating, hitting from the outside. He's doing it all for Qatar.
Steal there from Adam, and one of a number of big finishes in this first half. Plenty to cheer and plenty more to come, with these two separated by just 1 at halftime. Qatar 40, Lebanon 39. Join us for the second half in around 10 minutes time.
做
我们在荧光的精彩比赛中，给我们点击可以扫描您座位后面的FIBA国际足联官方微博和微信的二维码。关注FIBA国际足联官方微博和微信，就有机会获得体育等于您提供的精神奖励。
Welcome back to Changsha, where Qatar lead Lebanon by just 1 point as we get ready to start the second half in this classification contest, with both teams looking to finish in the top 5 at the FIBA Asia Championship. Qatar leading 40-39, led by the 10 points of Trey Johnson, who's got 4 assists as well, but Arakji with 9 points for Lebanon, along with Jay Youngblood, who has 9-2 and 2 assists apiece for those two. They're doing enough at the moment to keep Lebanon more than within touch of Trey Johnson's team. He's 4 of 9 in the field, en route to those 10 points. They've also got 7 from Hassan Mohammed, who's hit a couple from downtown, and the 3-point shooting from Qatar has been impressive, 6 of 13 as a team.
Advantage of Qatar in the first half in the rebounding department. They were +6 in rebounding, but somehow the advantage that they got because of that negated by the fact that they had 6 turnovers against only 3 for Lebanon. As a result, they weren't able to get enough possessions, or as many possessions as they would have wanted, because of the rebounding advantage.
Rakji spinning in the lane and handing it off to Tibet as a foul. How good was Wael Arakji in the first half? 9 points to highlight real moves, tremendous bursts of pace. And the latest burst of pace has created an opportunity from the line for Lebanon to tie the game and then to maybe take the lead.
And still no sign of some key players here, both from Qatar and Lebanon. For Lebanon, Haidar has not played at all. And for Qatar, we did mention Ali Saad, Abdul Rahman, Daoud Musa, and Mohammed, the big guy Mohammed wearing number 13, still not seeing action in this one.
We've had several lead changes. Lebanon now back in front. Here's Mohammed. This is Trey Johnson. Leading scorer in the game has it back now. Johnson steps inside, looking to move it out to Mohammed, who drives in right at the end of the shot clock. Saeed's going to put up the three, off the mark.
Good defense that time by Lebanon, playing man-to-man, but they were looking to double the man with the ball, so it made it a little more difficult for Qatar to facilitate.
Jay Youngblood looking to score right at the start of the second half, and does. He now has 11.
And you like his aggressiveness. He's attacking the basket. He's not shy to pull the trigger in this game.
Certainly answered the call for more aggression. Now, how about that for a pass towards Saeed, who flips it up and in.
Trey Johnson with a pass.
5th assist of the game. Basil Bauji going to take on the long two. It's short. There's a rebound for Adam. Johnson prodding and probing again across to Saeed, who hit his first from the outside. He's missed his last two. Steps in for the two-pointer. Puts it in. 4 points in quick succession for him.
Look at the matchup now as Trey Johnson is defending Youngblood.
Arakji struck to the hoop again and gets the contact. He continues to shine.
And nobody there to stop him. And earlier, Trey Johnson was designated to defend Arakji, but then with the change in defensive assignments, Trey Johnson now going to Jay Youngblood, who's going to take care of Arakji. Again, escaping his defender, moving straight to the hole.
Arakji 5 of 7 from the field for 11 points, make it 12 now. 3 assists in the game as well for the 21-year-old. How good can he be?
And the pressure here from Lebanon. Get the ball away from the hands of the ball carriers.
Going to take on another 3. Mohammed not hit. Hit a couple in the first half. There's Arakji again. To drive through again. Arakji all the way. Slices right through the defense.
Mohammed is the man assigned to take care of Arakji. He's got 3 personal fouls. Nobody home that time. Another flying carpet move by Arakji. Great screen set up there. A back screen, giving him the opportunity to go strong to the hole.
Well, Arakji was impressive in the first half with 9 points. He's added 5 points in the second half in the space of just a couple of minutes. And now the game's leading scorer with 14. And Lebanon in front by 4 points thanks to that man's quick burst, having trailed by 1 at half-time.
And you're wondering if Qatar is going to adjust its defense in the next play, because I don't think their man-to-man defense is working against Arakji. Maybe to try a matchup zone similar to what they did against Korea, and they pulled off a giant upset in that one. But meanwhile, Qatar is on the offensive.
Trey Johnson on to Mohammed. Johnson again, 14-4, the Lebanon run. Mohammed passes up the opportunity to take on the 3. Now he'll take it on, and he'll nail it. So 3 from the outside for Hassan Mohammed. 1-point game again. Arakji, just for a moment or two, slowing it to walking pace. Bauji setting the screen, Arakji towards the foul line, back out to Saeed. He got answer back from the outside.
That time a little bit of a matchup zone played by Qatar. That worked. They got the defensive stop.
Trey Johnson. Saeed getting free on the perimeter. He's going to shoot another three. Can't get the bounce, and Arakji gets the rebound. Saeed now 1 of 4 from the outside. He's missed 3 in a row. Arakji onto the left hand, in towards Balji. And Balji puts it in off the board, and Arakji has really taken charge.
And they haven't been able to stop his penetration. Again, the drive strong to the hole. But that time not looking to score. A drop pass, easy 2 points here for Lebanon.
Talks about 5 quick fire points from him. As the pass is fired in towards Saeed, who forces it in off the glass and has a chance to go to the line to add 1.
Great execution. You see that bullet pass coming from Trey Johnson. Irfan Ali getting the pass. And he's such an athletic player, Irfan Ali. He can hurt you from the outside, but he also knows where to position himself to receive the pass, making himself available for Trey Johnson's bullet-like pass.
He was 3 of 20 from the field across his previous 2 games before hitting 2 of 4 yesterday en route to 10 points, and he's put in a good performance again so far today. 4 of 8 from the field now for 10. Here's Arakji pulling up for the long 2. A rare one off the mark from him. Trey Johnson edging his way closer to the basket, forced away by Tibet. Saeed trying to post up, across it goes to Saad. Saad into the lane and fouled to reach in on Youngblood.
Not a good foul to give. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and it didn't look like Qatar's offense was going anywhere. Both teams now with 2 team fouls. Qatar coach Fragias, certainly a cerebral tactician here, and that's why we're seeing a chess match, because Coach Matic also a very, very brainy coach.
It's an ill-advised 3 perhaps for Hassan Mohammed. The inbound pass, Youngblood's going to take on a 3 of his own, Shaw, grabbed by Saad. Level at 50, here's Trey Johnson. Saeed taking a position in the corner, it's knocked away from behind though. And here comes Jay Youngblood, long pass forward towards Suede, who can't get it to go. Youngblood picks it up though, and puts it back in.
We're getting a warning here for bouncing the ball hard off the hardwood. Youngblood already with 13 points. And more quickness here on the floor for Lebanon. Saud is coming in. And Arakji has been the spark plug for this very peppery, spitfire-ish Lebanese team.
Trey Johnson, one of 3 players for Qatar on 10 points. Saeed, another one looking to receive the ball inside, just about got it. Pass was touched on its way to him. He tries to get it to go off the glass. Battling for the ball then was Adam to run the offensive rebound and put it back in.
That's tenacity coming from Adam, keeping that ball alive, and then the offensive rebound and the putback.
Youngblood might think about another 3 here. He does. Can't hit though. Rebound grabbed by Adam on the defensive end.
Trey Johnson is perfect for this kind of attack of Qatar. The controlled tempo. Again,
Control.
getting the shot.
12 points in the game now for Trey Johnson, as well as 6 assists.
It's almost like he's on cruise control. And then you have Lebanon. The ball in the hands of Arakji. You know he wants to pick up the tempo, but he can't because the defense of Qatar is there.
Suede edging towards the paint and fouled by Khalid Adam.
Fouls on team, Qatar, number 15.
Watch that foul right there. Again, the Qatar defense collapsing on the man with the ball.
Rodrigue Akul into the game. At the line is Amir Saoud, who had a huge performance against Jordan on Tuesday.
And don't look now, but it looks like Haidar, the radar, is going to be sent in by Coach Matic. His first appearance in the game with 3:58 to go in the third.
Qatar won't want to see that. Offensive board off the missed foul shot. Put in by Basil Bauji.
Next available opportunity, we will be seeing Haidar in action for the first time in this one.
3 players in double figures already for each team. Here's Trey Johnson. Screen set on the perimeter by Adam. Johnson's going to carry it on, look to hang it in. Grabs his own rebound, bounces the ball, and puts it back up and puts it in.
It's a one-man show right now. Trey Johnson doing it all by himself. We talked about the inability of Qatar to move that ball around. Hey, but Johnson is probably saying he already has 5 assists anyway.
The 3 is right on the money from Amir Saoud. He was 4 of 6 from downtown in that win over Jordan on Tuesday, and just 1 of 5 yesterday. He's back in business today. Try and answer back with a 3 that's short from Saad. Lebanon have the 2-point advantage, and here goes Arakji, has it knocked away, picked up though by Basil Bauji, and he spins and flips it in.
Now this is a small lineup on the floor for Lebanon. They've got 3 quick guards playing together, and that's to put pressure on Qatar, bringing up the ball. Plus they also want to play the speed game. There's the high screen roll.
Johnson looking to attack again, going to pivot, move it on to Mohamed. Shot clock down to 3. Mohamed getting inside this time, fouled by Arakji.
Oh, with 2 seconds on the shot clock. You don't want to give up that foul. And Haidar is still waiting in the wings, ready to check in. Watch it right there. Ooh, that could have been a nice block. Or body contact, perhaps. And Haidar now on the floor.
I think that the contact came first from Arakji, from Basil Bauji. And if that's the case, then it's the 3rd on Arakji. Hassan Mohamed at the line misses the first.
And what a time for Haidar to check in the game. Lebanon up by 4. So now that will put pressure on Qatar. How to play defense against Haidar.
Haidar, the second leading scorer for Lebanon in this tournament, 14.9 points per game.
And Haidar had a big game against the Philippines last night with 18 points. Probably that was the reason why he sat out all of the first half and much of this quarter, to give him some rest from a hard-paced work the previous night.
A leading rebounder as well, 7 a game. Here's Saoud. All over.
Unforced error.
Haidar to get in on the action straight away.
Arakji is, of course, not on the floor. Giving the point guard position to Ako.
Final 2 minutes of the third. Lebanon leading by 3. It's been close throughout. Here's Trey Johnson. Saeed thinking about another 3-point attempt. Drives inside this time. Uses that athleticism and gets hit on his way to the hoop.
Lebanon playing its own version of the matchup zone that time. Watch it. Attacking that defense is Irfan Ali.
Number 4.
4 of 9 from the field. 1 of 1 from the foul line so far here today for 10 points. Irfan Ali Saeed. This is that one. Able to get the second one to drop, and it's a 2-point game. Less than 2 minutes of the third to play. Nabi Kerez back in.
So now a change here in the lineup of Lebanon. They're playing big now with Haidar playing the center position. Nabi Kerez is there playing the power forward.
There's a new dimension to this game towards the end of the third. He'll shoot it from the outside. Haidar but can't hit. Here comes Trey Johnson. Trying to feed the pass in, just about gathered in the end by Adam. Trying to move in between three red shirts and able to get it to go. He's had a good impact, 3 of 3 from the field for 6 points, 4 boards as well. Haidar hands it off to Saud. Saud throwing it towards Ashwell on the near side. Ashwell puts up the long 2 and puts it in.
Medium range jumper. Finding the mark here for Lebanon.
His first score of the game. He's not really been a scorer at all in this tournament. And it looked like he was one. Foul by one number 5 on another. So call for the contact on Trey Johnson.
A little bit of miscommunication as far as the Lebanon players are concerned. Playing that matchup zone, allowing Johnson to come charging in.
That one in fact called on Abi Kerez, so his third. So Abi Kerez, Arakji and Charles Tibet all on 3 now for Lebanon.
Shea Youngblood cooling his heels here at this crucial stage of the third period. No doubt he'll come back in the fourth period for the stretch run.
Trey Johnson is the leading scorer in the game now with 16. We're level at 62. Haidar. Saud edging his way in, finds Haidar. Nice hesitation, can't put it in though. Here comes Trey Johnson, looking to go all the way. Foul by Abi Kerez, so that's his 4th.
What a burst of speed here, the explosiveness of Trey Johnson. Going strong to the hole.
Johnson back at the foul line. He's 3 of 4 so far. Misses that one.
And he said that this was a chess match. You have Coach Matish sitting down Youngblood while Trey Johnson is getting tired here. So Lebanon figuring that Youngblood would be a lot fresher in the fourth period than Johnson.
So to take on the 3, stepped away from the defense and put it in from the outside. And right at the end of the third, from half court it's short for Hassan Mohammed. And that just sums up this game so far, back and forth, several lead changes. And right at the end of the third quarter, Qatar, having led, and now behind by 2 to Lebanon. These two had double overtime to split them on game day 2. Might just take an extra period again. At the end of 3, Qatar 63, Lebanon 65. Let's look at some of the numbers from this one. Rebounding edge to Qatar.
And they're even in assists. Look at the turnovers. 7 for Qatar against only 4 for Lebanon. And 5 steals for Lebanon. Jay Youngblood, so aggressive in this game. Looking for his shot. He's got 13 points so far. And then the inside pass to Irfan Ali Saeed. The pass coming from Trey Johnson. That's assist number 5 for Johnson now. And again, the outside shot coming from Saeed. He can hurt you inside, he can hurt you outside. And Arakji has just been a fireball in this game. Nobody able to stop him in those drives to the basket. Irfan Ali Saeed with 11 points so far, matching the number on his jersey. Basel Bauji with the twirl move. He's got 12 points. In the sub-patterns of Lebanon, we're trying to read the logic behind Coach Matich's moves. And yesterday, for instance, we did mention that Bauji just played a minute and a half in the fourth period against the Philippines, where he probably could have played more. He was playing so well.
Yeah, Bauji finishing that game with 17 points and 13 rebounds. 3 players for each team in double figures here as we start the fourth quarter. Qatar led by the 17 of Trey Johnson. Lebanon led by the 14 of Wael Arakchi.
Still no sign of Jay Youngblood on the floor.
Here is the game's leading scorer, Johnson. Shot clock down to 5. To edge his way inside and then puts up the mid-range too. Nothing but net.
That's a tough shot. I mean, he created his own situation. He's been passing the ball, but over the last few possessions of Qatar, he's looking to score.
Haidar off the mark, should put it in the second attempt, but misses.
He's rusty. I think that's his fourth or maybe third miss of the ball game. He hasn't scored yet. Came in late in the third period.
He's 0-4 from the field. Here's Trey Johnson. He's certainly not rusty. 7 of 13 en route to 19 points. Looking for another assist as well. Off the mark from Hassan Mohammed. Tackle. Nice passing towards Bauji. Gets away from one, flips it over the top of 2. Basil Bauji continues to perform. He's had a few really impressive performances in a row now. Trey Johnson lost it behind the back, and it should be another simple 2 for Basil Bauji, who takes off.
They double-teamed Trey Johnson that time. He didn't see the man coming from his blind side. And if you're Qatar, you want to give help to Trey Johnson bringing up the ball.
Leads by 4, another steal here. Saud comes away with it, he's going to pull up for 3. Back out to Saud, and he's short on that one.
Oh, he's not shy to pull the trigger. 2 in a row, 2 misses here from outside.
That would have been a 7-point game. As far as this game's concerned, that's a big lead.
Oh, Matalka.
Challenges inside is Matalka.
Oh, what a big mismatch that time in terms of size and height.
Bauji puts the ball on the floor. Knocked away from Haidar, out of bounds to the Lebanon ball.
Lebanon ball, 2分球权。
Here's Haidar up against Saeed. Spins away, gets him up in the air and puts it in.
What a move from the inside. Haidar, his first 2 points.
Missed his first 5 shots in the game before hitting that one.
And the way this game is being played, a 4-point cushion by Lebanon, that's a luxury.
Especially if Ali Haidar's starting to warm up. Trey Johnson short, grabs his own rebound, hesitates, tries to flip it up, and will go to the line for 2.
Trey Johnson, he is so determined in this contest. I mean, he's fighting for those offensive rebounds, looking to score.
Trey Johnson hitting the first from the line, has 20 points in the game now, as well as 6 assists.
And 7 boards, maybe more than 7 boards, because he just got the rebound there. Maybe 8?
8 rebounds.
8 rebounds in total. That's 3 offensive rebounds for Trey Johnson in this game.
21 points now. He's called for the foul at the other end as his second. Only a 2-point game again. Largest lead of the game has been 7 for Lebanon, 6 for Qatar.
And you can just see his imprint all over the place in this game. Trey Johnson has played masterfully in this one. Assisting, rebounding, scoring, and here in this quarter, he's looking to take charge.
Alayubi, now Saud. Missed a couple of 3-point attempts not too long ago. Alayubi across to the far side to Basil Bauji. Driving in, trying to force it in. Adam comes away with the ball. Hassan Mohammed. He's going to pull up for 3. Offensive ball grabbed by Adam between 2, and he puts it in. Big impact from Khalid and Adam today.
Getting a round of applause there from Abdi, Ali Saeed, and Dawood Musa, 3 players.
So not shy to take on another one after missing back-to-back 3s. He gets that one to go.
That's a big shot coming from Lebanon. Again, putting them in the driver's seat.
Trey Johnson. Now 3 the difference. Talca trying to move it on to Adam, who rises high to slam it down. What a game he's having. 10 points and 8 rebounds now. Ackle. Contact underneath, offensive foul on Basil Bauji.
And we were talking about the veterans of Qatar not playing in this game. Add Mohammed, he also has not played. So 4 veterans not playing a single second in this game. But Adam rising to the occasion, saying no need for Mohammed to check in, although Qatar is still down by 1. Jay Youngblood now in the game.
Khalid Adam averaging just 1.2 points per game in this tournament. He's got 10. More than doubled his rebounding average to 8.
There's the high screen. Doesn't get the pass on the roll. It's Macaute.
Trey Johnson spinning but unable to bank it in. Here comes Saud. Ackle puts the ball on the floor, drives towards the baseline. Saud is free in the corner. Can't make it 2 in a row. Offensive board though for Basil Bauji. Youngblood will just slow it down. Final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Behind the back from Youngblood. To drive in and move it out to Haidar, and a foul on Saad. In fact,
1 second.
Abdel Halid.
And watch it here. That move by Youngblood, and he was held down with 1 second to go in the shot clock. And for Qatar, you don't want to give up that kind of foul. In that situation, 2 team fouls for both these teams. Lebanon with no timeout yet in the entire second half.
Here goes Haidar, able to get it to go, and the foul as well. Ali Haidar starting to pick it up in the 4th quarter.
What a time for him to come and make an impact. Late in the 3rd period, he checked in with about 3 minutes to go. Haidar the radar.
1 shot.
A chance to make it 5 points for him from the foul line. And having missed his first 5 shots in the game, remember, he's now hit his last 2, and a chance to complete a 3-point play. Misses from the foul line. Trey Johnson getting away from Arakji. Johnson wants it back here. Up against Basil Bauji, looking to burst away, spots the gap, gets contact from the other side.
He's really looking to attack. High ball screen there for Trey Johnson on the switch, attacking Bauji. Just 4:38 left to go in this game. Far from settled.
7 of 9 from the foul line now for Trey Johnson. He's been really efficient with his scoring today as well, shooting 7 of 15 from the field. Youngblood 4 of 13, route to his 13 points.
What about the matchup there? Youngblood and Johnson now face against each
with
other.
a pretty foot move. From the right onto his left, and then the left-handed finish.
And he's not done yet. Arakji continuing to put pace behind that Lebanese attack. The left-handed layup.
3-point differential. Here's Saad, final 4 minutes of the game, won by Abdullah to Johnson. Final 5 seconds of the shot clock. It's going to be a long 2. No good for Johnson. Arakji. Here he comes again, Arakji. Back out to Saud on the outside. He'll just keep on shooting them, and he'll keep on knocking them down.
You sense the maturity now of Arakji, instead of going strong to the hole, passing it back out to an open teammate.
Nice move to get to the hole and finish for Abdul Halim. And then a turnover as Lebanon tried to throw it long towards Arakji. Qatar can make it a 1-possession game. approaching the final 3 minutes. Saad, he's going to drive in aggressively. Here comes Saud now, who's fouled on half court.
And the speedy players of Lebanon, Saud and Narakji. You watch it right here. There's the foul given up by Qatar to stop momentum for Lebanon.
Basil Bauji looking to spin, looking to flip it over the top of Abdel Halim. Can't get the drop, and Qatar can get a little bit closer again. Final 3 minutes. Trey Johnson spots the gap, hangs in the air and banks it in. Trey Johnson doing a bit of window shopping.
And he's very comfortable attacking the left side of the basket.
Here's a Rakji going through the gears again. Just when Qatar think they've got within one possession, in the blink of an eye, it's back to 2. 4-point game, 2.5 minutes to play. Trey Johnson to the foul line. There's the fake and there's the contact, and he'll go to the line.
Running the offense now through Trey Johnson, the fake, and Haidar biting on that fake. Series of back screens there for Trey Johnson, getting him the opportunity to score. What a night for him.
9 of 11 from the foul line now, 26 points in the game for Trey Johnson. Leading 4 players in double figures for Qatar, but they still trail by 2. Just over 2 minutes to play. In comes Hassan Mohammed, another one of those players on double digits with 11, and taking a seat is Metalka. Rakji spotting a gap, passing it back out to the perimeter, and he could have got all the way. Qatar now have a chance to tie. Saad looking to attack, and he's fouled by Haidar.
Aggressive move here by Saad. Really hasn't been playing his kind of game. He only has 4 points. We did say as one of the keys to victory for Qatar before the game started that he had to get going offensively. He's such an aggressive player. But in this game, really hasn't been able to get going.
And Saad misses the first from the foul line.
He's averaging 7 points.
He only had 3 yesterday. Abdul Rahman Saad, 1 of 4 from the field yesterday, although he did pull down 7 rebounds. That's the second from the line, makes it a 1-point game. Two minutes and change remaining. These two almost inseparable yet again.
Are we headed for another overtime?
Rakji trying to make sure we don't get another period is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Chance for him to move on to 20 points. He's got 5 assists as well now.
And Tim, we talked about Qatar gambling on giving up the foul because they know Lebanon is not a good free throw shooting team, and Arakji will be tested.
This is the first test. They have struggled in that respect again today. 11 of 17, that makes them now 65%.
You know, it's very rare that you're shooting better from the field than from the free throw line, but that's Arakji's stats. He's hitting 53% from the field and only 52% from the free throw line.
Although on route to this impressive 20-point game, he is now 4 of 5 from the foul line today. Young player getting better and better. Saad towards the paint, meandering towards the basket, gets contact from Haidar. Haidar holds his hands up and says, "Not me."
Muhammad Ali Haidar. Third personal foul.
Foul on Haidar.
It's turning out to be a free throw shooting contest here. Both teams in the penalty.
Lebanon have the edge. Qatar need to make theirs, and they come up with another miss. So even though Lebanon shooting just 67% from the foul line, Qatar shooting only around 70%. They've missed 7 now, making 8 missed free throws. Here comes Arakji, not allowing them to settle. That's wouldn't have counted. There's another foul, and he'll go back to the line. Let's see if Arakji can continue to do the business from the strike.
Certainly has improved his performance from the foul line. As you said, 4 out of 5 so far from the line, and finally missing. That's 4 out of 6. They did say that he's shooting only 52.4% from the line in this tournament.
The second one good. 21 points in the game now. 5 assists, 5 rebounds. It's Trey Johnson.
They want the ball away from his hands. That's why they're trapping him.
Adam. Saad now. He can drive inside against Arakji, against 2 of them. And he beats them both.
Well, making up for his 2 missed free throws earlier.
2-point game. Final minute approaching. Qatar really could do with a defensive stop. Easier said than done against Arakji. Around the perimeter it goes to Haidar between the legs. Lovely move. Haidar can't finish, and here come Qatar to try tie the game now with Mohamed. A little too quick for himself. Grabs it though, and then rejected from behind by Youngbloods and grabbed by Balji. Knocked away, out of bounds. It's going to be Lebanon ball.
Furious battle for possession that time. Qatar had its chances.
We're down to 45 seconds.
To be tested here is Qatar's defense.
Arakji, the 21-year-old, to try and manage the time now, try and manage the offense. 8 seconds of the shot clock. From his left onto his right, he lost it on the dribble, and here comes Trey Johnson to go all the way to tie the game at 86. These two inseparable again, and the timeout called with 26.8 seconds to play.
A right idea for Saud that time. It was a 3-on-1 fast break. He gave up the layup rather than stop him from getting the 2 points and then going to the line for a possible 3-point play. So good to back off. Lebanon will get possession on the return play with 26.8 seconds to go in this game.
And Trey Johnson now 29 points in the ball game as we see Lebanon's leaders. Arakji 21, hugely impressive too. Balji has 16. They've got 13 apiece from Youngblood and from Amir Saoud, who's come into the game to hit 4 from downtown in the second half. But what a game from Trey Johnson. 9 of 18 from the field and 10 of 12 from the foul line, as well as 6 assists and now 10 rebounds.
Well, we've been treated to tremendous matchups here, especially in the point guard position. Arakji versus Saad. Both of them 2 very young, very promising stars from Asia. Haidar checking in late in the 3rd period, still trying to make an impact in this game. But Lebanon with a chance to get it done in regulation. 26.8 seconds to go. Perhaps there might still be enough time for Qatar to get back possession. All depends on how they play defense in this one. Qatar upsetting Korea in the 2nd round of eliminations with good defense. Now Qatar must play that same kind of tough defense. They need a stop.
Just a couple of seconds differential between shot and game clock at the end of the 4th as Youngblood receives it. Finds Arakji. Tremendous entertainment between these two again. Arakji trapped, trying to find a way out, away from Saad, underneath the basket. Saoud slows it down. Right to the final 5 seconds, and the foul comes from Abdel Halim. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, 7.5 left on the game clock.
That didn't make sense to me. You give up the foul and put Lebanon on the foul line with just 5 seconds left in the shot clock, and he gave up the foul.
It almost looked as though he was a little out of ideas, Saoud, as well. Now he finds himself at the foul line with a chance to give Lebanon the lead again.
Well, they probably figured if they just ran out the shot clock, maybe 2 seconds would have been left, and then they wouldn't have an opportunity to score on the other end. But then you give up these free throws. big gamble here on the part of Qatar. Gives them 7.5 seconds to score on the next possession.
Abdel Halid fouling out with that foul as well on 8 points. So he misses that one, and they put it back in. And now have a 3-point advantage. The timeout call with 5.5 seconds to play. A huge play from Basel Bouji to give Lebanon the edge. And instead of just the 1 or 2, it is now a 3-pointer that Qatar need with 5.5 to play.
Again, you go back to that foul given up by Qatar with 7 seconds on the clock. You would have wanted Lebanon to just run out the clock and then go to overtime rather than risk a situation where Lebanon could win this in regulation. Big gamble on the part of Qatar there.
So Qatar trail by 3, despite the 29 points of Trey Johnson, who leads 4 in double figures for them. Hassan Mohammed and Ali Irfan Saeed on 11 and 10 for Khalid Adam. The big play from Basel Bouji, though, on the offensive glass off the missed free throw for Lebanon, sees him now on to 18 points.
Now you'll see Qatar advance the basketball. After this timeout, they're looking to execute, and they want a 3-point shot. And the Bombers on the floor, you've got Trey Johnson, he's Mr. Clutch. You have Mohammed. And those are the 4. And as well as Irfan Ali, those are the 5 on the floor here for Qatar.
Who's going to get the shot?
You want Trey Johnson with the ball.
You know he can shoot from the outside. He's going to take it as well. Hassan Mohammed off the mark. The rebound grabbed by Youngblood. And Lebanon get payback for their double overtime defeat to Qatar earlier in the competition, and an opportunity to finish in the top 5 at the FIBA Asia Championship.
I thought it was a decoy play there. Trey Johnson looking to get the pass, but instead the ball went to the man who inbounded. That was a pretty good play. The defense wasn't there. It was a wide open look for Mohammed. He inbounded and then he got the pass back. Defense not able to react quickly. He had a good look. He just missed the shot. Trey Johnson actually wanted the pass, but I thought he played a good job of doing decoy, drawing the defense towards him.
Hassan Mohammed took 11 3-point attempts in the game. After that one, made 3 of them. But he missed the big one at the end to try and tie, as Lebanon win it 89-86.
Arakchi, what a mammoth game for him. 21 points. Take a look at what happened in the game in terms of statistics. Both teams ended up with the same number of 3-point attempts. Lebanon slightly higher from 2-point distance. In field goal percentage is 58%. In the rebounding situation, Qatar getting the edge both on the defensive and on the offensive boards, but Qatar with 2 more turnovers. And there you go with the game leaders. We talked about Araji making an impact in this game with his daring drives to the hole. Trey Johnson badly trying to lead his team to victory with 29 points. Irfan Ali, 11. Those are the top scorers. And the rebounding leaders, Johnson with a double-double for him. And for Lebanon, I thought a lot of key moves by Coach Matic in his matchups, and Qatar resting 4 veterans, not getting them to play, and Ali Saeed obliging a fan there with a selfie. There's Arakchi. There was that back screen, and then Arakchi with a daring penetration to the hole. He was doing it all for this team. He got the better of the matchup there against Saad Mohammed, another very promising, very young point guard, unveiled here in the FIBA Asia Championships. And Jay Youngblood, grimace on his face. That's a beautiful pass. Adam, 10 points in this one.
Arakchi leading 4 big scorers in double figures for Lebanon en route to this victory. They forced the turnover that time from Trey Johnson, who was the leading scorer in the game. Only 2 turnovers, but that was a big one that left a free passage to the hoop for Lebanon. Arakji, 21 points in the game, as well as 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And so efficient, 8 of 11 from the field as well. Big rejection from Jay Youngblood, who finished with 13 points and 5 rebounds. Basil Bauji with a great impact in the second half, 18 points, 7 boards for him off 9 of 15 shooting. Thoroughly entertaining here. It is Lebanon who have the chance to finish in the top 5, winning 89-65.